Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Fan Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
If you're a fan of comic books and comic book conventions, Daytona Beach Comic Con needs to be on your list of must-attend events. It's a show that actually focuses on comic books. Imagine that! This year's event is happening on Saturday, September the 6th, and Sunday, September the 7th. Silverline creators will be there, so we'll see you at the show. There's a new convention in town, and it's sure to be mega fun without the mega expense. Comics, toys, collectibles, pop culture. ShadowCon, Saturday, February 1st, 2025, in Orlando, Florida. Silverline creators will be there, so we'll see you at the show. If you find yourself in the Orlando area, and let's be honest, doesn't everyone come to Orlando for the House of Mouse? Head over to Coliseum of Comics to get your comic book fix. Be sure to check out their location on East Colonial Drive, where they carry a wide selection of independent comics, including Silverline books. Stop by and don't forget to tell them Silverline sent you. Hey, if you're an independent comic creator looking to get your comic printed, look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our comics and do a fantastic job. They can even print special edition covers. When you reach out to them, be sure to tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kelber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
We have got to have Roland do something about that dead space.
Yeah, no music. Our theme music's gone.
I still miss the one that was all amped up with all energy all the time, nonstop from start to end. I missed that one. So hey everybody, welcome back to another Wednesday Wham with Silverline. We got our usual cast of characters, well, most of us anyway, and we got a new addition tonight. We've got a friend that we are going to promote his stuff, and we will discuss and find out a little bit more about Mr. Dan Sehn of Argo Comics, and we will discuss what he's up to and what's going on with him. But first, let's introduce everybody. And down below me, we have the wonderful, most marvelous Barbara Kalberg. Who are you, Barb? Tell the world.
I'm a mom and a grandma. No, I've been an inker for 35 years, a colorist for the last 5, creator of Divinity, and I'm currently inking something very cool right now. Yes, Rob probably recognizes those pencils.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right,
and then you've jumped into that thing full force. You're 2 pages into the stuff you left behind. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and over here to my right, I guess, I hope, but I'm pointing it the right direction for once, is our venerable artist, Rob Davis. Tell us about yourself, Rob.
Well, somewhat like Barb, I've been in the business, I think 35 to 37 years, got knocked around by the industry, especially in the 90s when everything went boom. But I'm back now with Silverline Comics. We have, and I'll mention it while I'm in the spotlight here, we have a book. Silverline has a book in previews, and I've got a copy of it here. Twilight Grim, number 4.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Wunderbar.
3D.
Yeah. Is it going to get one? Is it going to get one of those silver covers?
I think it. I don't know. I
Those are
don't know.
pretty.
I think we only offer one cover in previews. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
Oh, right. It's in
No.
previews, right? So that's right,
Right.
folks. Go
There's
and ask
only
your
one
comic
cover.
book store. Go ask your comic book store or find the previews and get that book. So
Cool. Yep.
Rob did that. Yes. And I am Martin Martonen. I am the colorist on the wonderful book called Wolf Hunter. I did this wonderful book here, all the wonderful insides. Woohoo! And we finished issue number 2, and issue number 2 is now available in our crowdfunder. I will grab the link for you guys and post that for you. Go and grab that book. It is now available. And let's head to stage. And there we go.
Yep.
Oh, are we seeing
Ooh,
that?
Infinity. Yeah, we got it.
Yep.
All right, there we go. So there's Wolf Hunter
Beauty.
1 and 2, which is available. So if you missed issue 1, you guys can get issue 1 as well. And it's a wonderful spy thriller.
Yep. You
Or-
can get any Silverline book through any of our crowdfunders.
Oh,
Yep.
there you
So
go.
you
And you
could. So if Twilight Grim has a silver cover or something like that, it would be in that crowdfunder. You could purchase it there. I don't know if that's available there or not, but everything that we put out from Silverline is available
On
for
all of our
essential back
crowdfunders.
order. Yeah, all of our output.
With add-ons, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
Mhm.
Yep.
I apologize. I'm sorry, folks. Give me 1 second. I kind of jumped ahead here. We will get to that in 1 second. All right, there we go. All right.
And
Okay.
speaking of crowdfunders,
Yes.
Yes.
let's
Well,
Back in the cover.
let's jump into
all right. Yes. Okay. Well, so that's the Wolf Hunter book. So you guys can go and grab that. We put the link in fundmycomics.com, Wolf Hunter 2. So you guys can go and get that. All right. Well, let's go to the highlight of our evening here. Mr. Dan Sehn, welcome to the show. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, going okay. I am just a beginner at comics, only having published for 20 years.
Oh, just a baby.
When I hear, Barbara and Rob talking about their credentials, I mean, come on. Yeah,
Hey, I only got 3 years under my belt, so we'll give you some kudos here.
He's the preemie.
Okay. I'll check it out. I'll get there, Rob and Barbara. I'll make it.
All
Hey,
right.
if you want to, you can. All you gotta do is work at it.
Yeah, well,
All
it's
right.
been going well for like I said, 20 years of Argo comics.
Wow.
And we have about, I'm trying to think how many years, 5 years into our Thunder Zone imprint, which is like Argo Comics is all my stuff. Thunder Zone imprint, I have books there, but I have other creators who have their books, kind of like a shared universe, like the early Image Comics universe,
Mhm.
where you had
Okay.
Wildstorm and Extreme and Spawn. You had all these different creators bringing their creations to one, Earth. So have that going on. But this particular Kickstarter is Sorority of Power, which is so that's in Argo Comics, and I've published 15 issues of that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
which
Good for
is,
you.
oh,
Yeah.
thanks. I mean,
All
actually,
right.
Argo 5 is the flagship title, and I'm lettering issue 47.
Wow.
That.
All right. So I've seen you've done a lot of writing credentials. So what else have you been? So you've done writing. You do lettering. You do.
Yeah, the editor.
He's a jack of all
You know how
trades.
it is in indie comics. You become
Yeah.
the marketing director and the,
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to be a jack of all trades for sure.
wearing
I-
many hats.
I'm actually the CFO of Silverline too.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
All
Um,
right.
But I did draw Argo 5 #1.
Oh, okay.
I am an artist, but I knew that if I want to publish with any regularity, I would be better off recruiting those more talented on the art side of things to that's actually Argo 5 #1 and on Indie Planet, just like you guys were promoting
Yep.
in your intro.
That's why I don't pencil, because I never get anything done.
Wow. All right. Excellent. So, Sorority of Power. Tell us about this. What are the roots of it? Where does it come from? What were you?
Yes, as a former sorority girl, I really like to know.
Actually, no. I'm Canadian, and so, what's a sorority?
Oh, you want to
Like,
go?
I've seen movies and stuff about this, but like I have no idea what it really is.
Yeah,
Well-
you've heard of fraternity? You've heard of a fraternity. You know what a fraternity is, right? You don't know what a fraternity is, even?
Sure, vaguely.
It's essentially fraternities are men's clubs, more or
Sure.
less.
Okay. There you go.
In college, and
Right.
a lot of times they'll have a building where everybody lives. Well, a sorority is the female version of that.
Right.
Okay. So it's a club.
More
Instead
more
of
or less,
housing,
it's more than a club, but yeah.
instead of housing in a dorm, you
Right.
get a big old. We lived in a big old mansion, and there's like 50 girls in the house, and we do everything together. We eat together, in one big dining room, and we do projects for the community, and a lot of partying goes on.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a social club more or less, they all live together. Yeah,
yeah, you have to be
men are
invited to
fraternities,
join.
yeah. Yes,
You have to be invited. You have to be invited to join.
Yeah, it's called Rush
Generally,
Week.
yeah.
And there you go around and you like interview with all the sororities, and then the snobby upperclassmen pick. Oh, we want that girl there. Yes, let's approve her, and then you become a rushie. And then
Yeah.
once you get picked, you do all these stupid hazing things. The first week.
Yeah, and the fraternity guys are out on their lawns in their lawn chairs, watching as the girls go by.
Right, and we have to do stupid stuff on Rush Week, like wear your pajamas to school and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, at the time of creating this, my girlfriend at the time had been in a sorority, and previously had been in a sorority. I didn't create this in college. And it seemed like it hadn't really been done as a super team being in a sorority. So, I had a number of super teams I was creating.
Good idea.
And then, this was born. Actually, if you scroll back 1 second, we have on the top, 3 of them are sisters in the sorority, and then the other 3 below are pledges. So that's the basis of the book. And
That's cool.
So
A pledge is a girl who has gone through Rush Week and been asked to join.
But
They
you have
pledged to join. And am I right with that?
That's correct. Only some of them
Okay.
have to still live in the dorms until space clears up. But I was
Right,
lucky and got
yeah.
in right away.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So when you say sister, you don't mean like they're not like siblings. They're sisters in the sorority.
yeah, and sorority sisters and fraternity brothers, they just use that term.
All right. So I am intentionally playing a little bit stupid here, just so like other people who may not have any idea what this stuff is, we can kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah, I
Okay,
live in
cool.
a college town. I live in a college town, and I drove shuttle for college for a while. So I watched all this happen.
Okay.
I never did it myself, but I've watched.
Now, are these characters completely made up wholesale, or are they inspired by people, or?
I do have characters within Argo Comics inspired by people, and there is one that we'll get to later that is inspired by someone, but these are pretty much made up characters. On top you had Lady Blackstar, who's like the sorority leader, Crush, who's super strong Miss Molecule, who can control molecules of inorganic matter. And then the pledges below, we have Cybersuit, who has a cybernetic outfit that she wears, Leopard Lass, who has feline agility and she can control her tail, and Mushka, who can shrink down to mouse size, and she has a tail as well that she can control. So they're actually cybernetic from Cybersuit's uncle, who created her suit.
All right.
Hensile tails, huh?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great. That's a great idea.
All right. So
This is their first appearance in Argo Comics Anthology #2, and this was a story by Luis Russo and Miguel Marquez on colors. And it was an 8-page introductory, so I included it into the trade.
all right.
Very cool.
Okay.
That's nice art.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I thought he was really great, and was happy to have him illustrate that. But yeah, next up we have Bill Mouse, who is known for his own Mirror X creation and working on Zen, Intergalactic Bounty Hunter. And he was a favorite artist of mine previous to working with him. And I had gotten some commissions prior to publishing. And then when it came time to do this series, I thought, what better artist than Bill to do this? And this is actually Rush Week that Barbara was mentioning, where I created some clubs, because it's not only sororities and fraternities on Rush Week, it's all the clubs and activities. I remember doing it myself going into college, where they were all trying to recruit you for whatever. I was like, cheerleaders wanted me. They were saying, oh, you could throw us up in the air. It'll be great. So you have the Intergalactic Intramural Football Team over there, and the Mystic Arts and Witchcrafts. So everything's just like a college activity.
And chess club.
Yeah.
Just
College
sure, why not?
activities, but some of them are a little super,
Yep. I went the drama club route.
Is this still Bill Mouse here?
Yes, Sorority
Yeah.
Power has a table at the Rush Week, and they are the 3 pledges are. This is when before they're pledges, they're just approaching the table to consider joining.
So obviously, the alter egos are not hidden. This is a world that freely accepts superheroes, apparently.
Yes, as
Okay.
superheroes, and actually in Argo 5, most of the time they're in costume, and a lot of times in comics people will go into their civilian gear, but I kind of figure it's like a police officer who, when on duty, has to kind of wear the uniform. He doesn't change back and forth. So in that respect, superheroes in the Argo Comics universe are often in costume, just in case an emergency breaks out or people need help.
Makes sense.
All right. Okay, so how far back does this go? How many years ago did you create that? Have this book made? And
15 years ago.
15?
15?
all right.
Okay. Yeah, you broke up just a tiny bit. That's why I had to.
Okay,
reiterate.
1-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cybersuit's a little hesitant to join, but Leopard Lass, as you can see, says we're all for it. We're in. Cybersuit's more concerned with her studies. Go figure, studies in college. But
Well, in case the superhero gig doesn't work out, you gotta have a fallback, or in
All
case
right.
you
So this is this
Injured.
book. Yeah.
this
So
is
this book is
issue 2
yeah.
now.
this is issue 2. All right. So this book is going to be a trade paperback,
Exactly.
and is combining 5 books.
The first appearance, that 8-issue first appearance, and then issues 1 through 5.
And then okay. So all right. So the initial appearance, and then issues 1 through
5
5.
and a quarter.
Okay, all
Five and a
right.
quarter.
All right. So how many pages of goodness do you get out of this? About 120 something pages?
Let's see. About that. A little,
Wow.
about
All
120.
right.
Because I have pinups by some pretty well-known people as well.
Cool.
That is awesome. 120 pages. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bang for the buck.
Yeah. All right. So if you look on the right side here, folks, you can see that there's the different tiers and the different things that you can get. So
those are all issue 16 at first because that's cheaper to get the one floppy of the newest issue.
Right.
Okay.
Kickstarter exclusive. But then the tiers you're in now are for the trade.
The trade. Okay. So about here. All right. Excellent.
So now we're coming across another student, and she's part of another sorority. So if you continue scrolling, you'll see, they get in a little argument, and then her sorority shows up. It's a manga anime Delta sorority.
Yeah, I was saying, I was going to go. Yeah, she looks an awful lot like Sailor Moon here. So
Yeah.
you're kind of poking fun at the manga tropes.
You got some manga archetypes, and I've enjoyed some manga like you can see kind of like a Bio Booster Guyver.
Yeah,
one of my favorites, kind of inspired. So yeah, a lot of different, like a Gundam style armor there.
All right. Okay, so here's a question for you there, Dan. Who are you targeting with this? What's the is there a certain age bracket or a certain crowd, or is it everybody, or?
Not really. I mean, it isn't in all ages. It's nothing graphic, but a little spicy. So
yeah, I mean they're very well-rounded.
Yeah.
So, so it's probably
that's one way to put it. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be geared toward the 10-year-old.
Is this you in this panel?
No.
Oh, okay.
That the issue we just went through with the manga sorority, that's T.G. Sangalang doing the art, and he did some art for Image. And then we were going into that new one, which that was Raphael Angelis, but I didn't send him any reference or anything. So if there is any resemblance, but
Purely
again,
accidental, huh?
regular college activities where they're playing frisbee, but these just happen to be like teenage Universal monsters playing frisbee. So, and now, as with a university and a sorority, they're probably going to try to raise funds with a car wash.
Yeah.
So, this is, again, I try to keep it on brand where they do college type activities, which is a sorority car wash.
Don't forget to slide down a snowy hill on your cafeteria tray.
I'll have to include that next issue. But Miss Molecule is here cleaning a car with her power over molecules. And then I think we're having a problem loading here. Part of that page is missing.
Is there supposed to be something here?
Yeah, there is usually, but maybe it just didn't load for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Bed races are always good.
And there we're back to Bill Mouse. Bill Mouse is the series artist, but I knew that, his schedule with other books wouldn't permit publishing regularly. So we just work on stories in the background while he's doing whatever he's doing. And when he's ready for an issue, that's why these are all pretty much standalone stories, so that you don't have to really read them in order.
No continuity stuff going on then.
Yeah, it takes you back to again, this isn't all ages, but back in the day, you can pick up an Archie or a Richie Rich and just read it.
Self-contained.
Yeah, and be done with it and not have to worry about,
one and done, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
they call them
happened
one
to
and
20
done.
issues before it? Exactly.
All right.
So that's Bill Mouse art, Giuseppe Pica colors. And that's bringing back a character from issue 1 who was in that Mystic Arts and Witchcraft table. So now they're battling her, and there's Mushka blocking her from doing a hand gesture to make a spell, allowing Lady Blackstar to claim victory.
So I have a question for you. Even though all the stories are self-contained, which is awesome, by the way, excuse me, do you have any kind of an overarching, ongoing theme?
Just the fact that the pledges are trying to impress the sorority sisters and make it in. And being that superheroics is very important work and complicated work, rather than just like a regular sorority where it's perhaps a month of pledging. This is a year of pledging.
Wow.
You have to be sure that you are, ready to fight crime. And that enables us to just go, beyond 2 issues of pledging.
Right.
The next issue, we went back to T.G. Sangalang, and they were at a mall shopping, and they ran into the Teen Machine, which is another group of characters I had from the Argo Comics anthology. Figured it'd be good to have them. Oh, show is really on the ball. And there they are. In their original appearance, I was like collecting all 3 stories from the anthology that had the Teen Machine, with a new cover by Alan Goldman, whose work I really love. So, yeah, they end up guest starring in that sorority issue.
All right.
Seeing that this has been going on for 15 years, have you built up a cult following?
Yeah, I mean, there are. It has been. I get some good feedback, of course, and although I'm a real lover of comic art, and being that I'm not drawing it, I do really try to do my best with writing. I feel that there are more great art comics than great writing comics, and I really appreciate great writing, so I try to follow some of my
Ouch,
favorite writers. And
that outfit looks painful.
now this is issue 16, and this is what I call our new Mutates cover, because I don't want to get on Rob Liefeld's bad side and say New Mutants cover. But in actuality, Rob has provided me a cover for Argo 5 and pinups. And,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Actually, the second trade of Argo 5 that's included in this campaign has his cover. This is our Face Talk variant. And again, to avoid any lawsuits from any social media companies, Face Talk variant. They're doing a Face Talk dance.
Face talk dance.
And then we had a tier where your character can become a sorority sister.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have one of ours, and then backers characters on a special variant cover.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
That's
Good for you.
interesting.
That's
So
a great idea.
Okay. So is that limited to a certain amount of slots, or is that anyone can buy that, and then you're going to replace the characters as they come?
No, we just have that. We only have was it 5 or 6 slots, and we only have 1 left. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, folks, if you're interested in getting your own character on a cover, this 1 left.
Here's an opportunity.
All right. Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. Wow, that's awesome. And who's doing that cover, or is that being done by different artists, or do you draw your own character into the picture?
I'd like to see the characters that people have, and then maybe that's a previous cover that I just mocked up to
kind of explain the idea. Right.
So I'll see the character designs and then choose the right artist for that.
And your artist will do the cover. Okay. All right.
Perfect.
And here's a preview of 16. And as Barbara said, you get a very nice house instead of a dorm when you're in the sorority.
Sigma Tau. I don't remember what M stands for.
Yeah, the artist came up with that. I call this sorority the Super Gamma Mega.
Okay.
sorority.
I always belong to Sigma Kappa, so.
All
And they're
right.
having a sorority meeting. Meeting's over. Everyone turns their phones back on. And then there's
Wow.
someone at the door. This is Rob Banbury doing the art with Tio Pinheiro doing the colors. And it is Pink Puma, a character that I have from another book, Pink Puma and Red Rooster. And when you said based on friends, right here, these two were based on friends of mine who they were doing, I don't know if you recall, bit strips on Facebook, where they were kind of like frenemies, where they're always like digging into each other.
Okay.
But, having a lot of fun. And I based the characters on them. And she's actually short, but I even made her a little shorter for comedic effect. And yeah, those, I have a second issue of that book coming, but I included the first issue in the new Kickstarter because she's making that guest appearance in issue 16, where her and Leopard Lass share an origin. They were the kitty cats, 4 feline characters shared an origin. And Crush comes and she seems rather infatuated with the new visitor, Pink Puma.
Pink Puma. That's an awesome name.
So,
That's kind of like.
So
That's kind of like.
obviously, this is not a grim and gritty universe. we're
exactly.
dealing with
A lot
here.
of
Yeah.
comedy in this. And
Great.
there, as I
That's
said,
good.
we add that in digitally or physical to have that as an add-on.
All right.
That's a Bill Mouse cover. Now I did Argo 5, like I said, I'm lettering 47, so I'm always getting requests for trades. And I had done 2 Kickstarters for trades, so this is volume 1 that has issues 0 through 5. And that's a cover by Kevin Sharp with colors by G. Seppi Pica. And then volume 2 collects 6 to 11. That's Alan Goldman cover with Tio Pinheiro doing the colors.
Nice. Nice colors. Really like that.
Mhm. Yeah, pops nicely.
All right. This is a low-risk, high-reward project. We have received proof of the books, and the printer will be shipping your printed rewards directly to you. All right. Excellent.
I
So
added
there
a
we
couple
go.
tiers, but I don't see them showing up here. Let me just see. Maybe it didn't.
Well,
So do you complete your books before you kickstart them?
Yes.
Good policy. That's what we do too.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hit refresh and see if some of those things that you're suggesting.
Because I think
Yeah,
people are.
towards the bottom there should be some other tiers that I added in.
I think people are more willing to invest when they know the product is already done and all they have to do is get it in their
Yeah.
hands.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well, there's 2 of the variants that we unlocked. One stretch goal with Bill Mouse, who actually I was on a live show with him where he was drawing that. So we have that unlocked as a add-on. We have another one as an add-on. This we put on as an add-on that the story artist had made this promo image, and I just said that should be one of the add-on covers. So we put that in as a cover. That's Rob Banbury, who did the interior story here. But I was getting messages about, people who just wanted everything in there. I don't know why. It's on my computer, but it isn't showing up here. Well, there's the levels. The image just isn't showing up. But yeah, I just made a couple levels where people could get everything. You know, the first
Sure.
level with the master's degree gives you most of the stuff in print and issues 6 through 15 digitally. And then the doctorate gives you everything in print.
Wow.
Yeah, the completist stuff.
Yeah, I was just going to
yeah,
say, for
so you
those
get the
completists
completist-
out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had most
That's
of it
a
as
good idea.
add-ons, but people were, you know, I was getting a good amount of inquiries about it. So I said, okay, I'll just make some more levels.
Listen to your customers.
Yeah.
Customers always right.
Well, not,
Oh, there we
not
go.
always,
Okay.
but, yeah.
Hang
Is it starting
on,
to
let's
pop
see if-
in?
Let's see if this works. Hang on. For some reason, every time I hit reload, it brings more stuff in. Is that showing? No, it's not showing.
It's not,
Sorry.
yeah, it's not refreshing now.
All right. Let me just get rid of this here.
So where are you out of?
Formerly New York and now Florida.
Okay,
So,
so you do Florida shows like with Roland sometimes.
I'm newly to Florida pretty much, so I have yet to do any shows.
There's a lot of shows in Florida.
You know, Pensacon is right near me. I'm in the Panhandle. So I'm not down, you know, in the thick of it with
No
Orlando
crocodile?
and everything like you guys were talking about.
No alligators?
Yeah, no, they're bears, but I haven't seen alligators.
Bears. Wow.
Bears coming through the backyard.
Oh
But,
my
Yeah.
God.
yeah, that's the
One of our neighbors saw a cougar,
oh,
a mountain lion, not too long ago. Yeah, scary stuff.
but yeah, that's the catch-up tier that has the
There it is. Yeah.
PDFs
Oh
as
yeah.
well as print copies of, you know, some of it. And then the next one just is print copies of all of it.
All right. So you can get a bucket load of stuff from Dan if you want. So there is a lot of stuff here. Wow. You've been busy.
Very
So you've been
nice.
doing that. You said you've been doing this now for 15 years or 20 years?
20, he said 20 years.
20 years. The sorority
20.
book is 15 years, but
The sorority books is 15. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
20 years altogether. Of you know, I actually started writing in like health and fitness and muscle magazines because I had used to compete in drug-free bodybuilding and was able to turn pro in that. And I was writing for like Muscle Training Illustrated. And, you know, at some point, those were always my two big interests, comics and bodybuilding. So at one
Let's go
point,
hand in hand.
I'd done a lot of, well, everything's muscular.
Yeah, there's some
right?
crossover there. Yeah, definitely. No, seriously, there is some
There
crossover.
is.
Right? Yeah, one of my my associates here in Missouri was a bodybuilder for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, my son and daughter-in-law are bodybuilders, so sometimes I use them for reference.
There you go. A reference, yeah. So, yeah, go ahead, Martin.
Yeah. So okay. So you were writing for a bodybuilding, but what prompted you? Well, why don't I start doing comics? What was the
that was my
what was the
question.
trigger there? That what pulled you to go? All right, let's make some comic books.
Well, the comic interest came first. Like,
Oh, okay.
Before I could even remember. So, you know, like the first words I was writing was Superman, but sometimes I was in the S backwards. I couldn't master it before going to school. So comics were always there. Drawing was always there. And then somewhere along the line, I think it was actually a muscle builder, which became Muscle and Fitness. An issue had Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk on the cover, and my interest in comics had me flipping through that. And I said, these guys all look like the comic book characters. This is what I should be doing. So, you know, that's where that came in. So the comics came first, even though I guess I was published originally in Muscle magazines before that, but then again, that the enjoyment of comics, lifelong
All right.
enjoyment of comics brought me
Right.
to making
Okay.
comics.
So what was your first comic that you made?
The first comic, well, I printed a couple pinup books just to have the characters and their names, kind of like established some type of copyright. So that was the 20 years ago. I had done a couple things prior to that for like Dime Store Productions, Angry Dog Press. So I was published before that, but then at that point jumped in with Argo, well, the pinup special, the pinup spectacular, and then after that, Argo Comics Anthology number 1 through 6, a 6-issue miniseries where I had most of these team concepts. I always liked the teams for some reason, like Justice League, Avengers, Teen Titans. Always seemed like there was some good interaction between the characters rather than a solo character just flying around going, no one to talk to.
So you started with an anthology.
Yeah.
Wow.
Argo Comics Anthology. Yeah, that's all issues of Argo 5. I had, Argo Comics Anthology. That's the first one right there.
Oops.
No, that's the
Not this one. Oh, sorry,
No,
I missed it.
trade in the Kickstarter, the one with the brownish cover.
Here. There we go. All right. So this was your first book.
Yeah, that's the first book. That was the only one that published prior to Kablam. After that, I went with Kablam, and obviously Kablam has it as well. But yeah, there was a printer I used before that, and then brought that into Kablam, and that had my Impact International team in there and the Teen Machine. So those are the first stories beyond the pinup books. Those are the first stories that I published.
Has all of your work been done with Argo?
Yeah, I printed, like I said, prior to that, and in a couple other companies, then my own Argo comics, and a couple years back, I was having stuff serialized in Antarctic Press's exciting comics. So I was in with the Antarctic Press for a bit, and still have a good relationship with them. I'm not sure, what's next as far as the Antarctic Press is concerned, but most of the stuff I was printing with the Antarctic Press. I also print in my own Thunder Zone line. So sometimes I'll have an Argo Comics Kickstarter, but other times I'll have a Thunder Zone Kickstarter, which will reprint and compile some of that Antarctic Press material and finish off those miniseries.
No,
go ahead, Barb.
Your chief cook and bottle washer for your own line of comics there.
Yeah.
Do you run the Kickstarter yourself too?
That is correct.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
When do you sleep?
That's all I'm going to the gym for now, is just to be able to keep up with all this.
God,
so you've produced a lot of stuff here. So I'm curious, what's your schedule been like? Is it
when do you sleep?
Is it like a book?
Exactly,
So you've been doing this for 20 years. And
yeah, it's over 100 books at this point.
Over 100 books. So is it like a book almost every 2 months, or?
There's the one comic that I did to marry my bodybuilding and comics interest, and the fact that everyone always wanted me to write a program for them. So I said, let me just make this comic since I know how to make comics, and they'll be able to get a program in this comic book rather than me writing everyone a program.
Pretty nice.
And I did some muscle cartoons in the magazine, so that was one of the muscle cartoons that I had.
Yeah. Right. So folks, you can also use Kablam for other things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
kind of a instructional there for.
So yeah, wow. Okay, so if you were to put kind of like a number of like a book per, how many books a year have you been putting out since you started? Do you think?
I don't know. Like I said, there was a time where I was moving from New York to Florida, so Antarctic Press was publishing my stuff rather than me doing it. But if you take the 100 books and then you go with the 20 years,
It's $5 a year. $5 a year.
yeah, you get about that. I mean, Thunder Zone has the other people's books, but I'm not counting those as mine, being that they're all, creator owned. But yeah, I guess I've been averaging at least 5 books a year.
Yep.
Not bad.
See, folks,
So
I can do
this is
math
the
in my
Thunder Zone
head.
Thunder Guard, right?
Thunder Guard was, the prior campaign. And again, just like Bob was saying, I'm not going to do one without fulfilling the other or not having the books done, rather, as Barbara was saying.
That's
So
a
the
good
book is done,
business policy.
did the Kickstarter, orders at the printer. That's when I'll do the next Kickstarter. Not
Right.
before. Don't want anyone guessing, when am I going to get my books?
Yeah, when am I going to get my book? Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
Do the
right.
campaign.
you don't want that going on, definitely.
All right. Wow. Okay. Yes, I'm going to say kudos to you, man. Good, fantastic job here.
No,
Getting 100
appreciate it.
books out is no easy
Nothing
thing.
to
I
sneeze
mean,
at.
you've got like two other guys that have like produced their own book and are hitting like 300 issues, and that one of them was Dave Sim with Cerebus, and the other one is Eric Larson. I'm not sure if he's reached 300 yet, but he's with Savage Dragon, so he had a goal of reaching 300 or 300 and something issues that he wants to get to or something. So you producing 100 books is nothing to sneeze at. That's fantastic.
There's Randy Ronaldo. I can't remember the name of his book though. He's been around for.
Yeah, he does stuff through Kablam too, doesn't he? I believe he does. Because I've seen it at Indie Planet. He's got Randy Ronaldo, but I can't think
Fred
of what
Perry
books he
did.
has.
I was going to say Fred Perry did Gold Digger up to 300 issues for Antarctic Press.
Okay,
So-
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that was another one. But I mean, without mainstream distribution,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Mhm.
Very impressive.
I have Argo 5 number 50 pretty much as unlettered. So I will get to 50 at least. And I think I'll maybe explore more of my other titles at that point. Because a 50 issue run, again, without mainstream distribution, and I need to get on the ball with collecting more of that in trades.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, do you have a significant other that helps out, or is your moral support your wind beneath your wings?
Yes, my girlfriend Jamie, she has been, well, actually we would get, when we were at the convention, she draws. So she would draw at the table, and oftentimes drawing characters from like Walking Dead or whatever. Someone would come up to the table and say, "Oh, can you draw like Tim Drake Robin?" And she'd be like, "I'm drawing Daryl right now." And I'd be like, No, she can draw it, Tim Drake Robin.
Yeah.
Come back. And so yeah, she'll do actually our any audio commercials we might have. She'll do that as well. So yeah, she's
That's always good.
She's
Yeah.
supportive. That's good. You
Exactly.
can't do something like this without a significant other who is supportive.
That's for
If you
damn
have one who
sure.
isn't, it's not a good situation.
Somebody will hold down the fort while you go out and do conventions and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
play Mr. Mom to the kids. That's what I had when I went out to shows. Yeah, it's very difficult to go it alone, all by yourself. You got to have a support system of some sort, and even if they're just a cheering section, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's been supportive, and also she has a big hobby herself of growing fruit trees. So there's like 100
Oh,
fruit
wow.
trees in the backyard, which quite luckily the bears haven't gotten to them.
Bears.
So oftentimes while she's tending to these fruit trees and stuff, I can get more stuff done with the comics. So it's good if you have a significant other who's has her own interest as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because then we can come
Well, you have
together.
issue 17. The Sorority of Power will be doing fruit trees.
Yeah, that'll be another issue. With, the fruit tree issue. Sorority of Power. She'll take great interest in that. Maybe she'll draw that one.
Where do you come up with your ideas? I mean, where do you come up with your ideas? You've got to sustain yourself over 100 issues.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. In the prior to retirement, I was a police officer. So I have mixed it up with the criminal element. And not so much for Sorority, but in crime fighting superhero books in general, I guess I've encountered a lot in that respect.
That would definitely help.
So some of it will maybe come from that. And I guess a lot of it is just imagination. What I try not to do is be inspired by the comics I loved, because those comics are already out there. And really doing like I said, at the time with the ex-girlfriend who was in Sorority, I hadn't seen it really, Sorority. So you want something fresh, and I think you have to give people something different, because Wolverine's already out there and they buy Wolverine, they like Wolverine. So if you're just going to give them something like Wolverine, there's no reason to go to you, because Marvel is probably going to do Wolverine better than you. You got to give them something that they're not giving you.
That's very good philosophy.
Find a need and fill it is the mantra.
Find your own niche.
Yep.
Well, that's very
like
impressive.
they don't really have characters who break apart into multiple pieces. So when you got Captain Ron and Rob going with Mr. Jigsaw, which I'm a
Are you a fan of Mr. Jigsaw?
Mr. Jigsaw, I'm a longtime Airship 27 listener.
Yeah, Phil. Great, thank you.
So I feel like I should be filling in for Ron right now, going, "Hey, amigos, right here in the Airship, up ship."
Yeah, we just did another podcast recently, so recapping what we've done in the last year over at Airship 27. We actually reached 300 books produced last year.
Wow.
Yeah, and our record 25 books in 1 year in 2024. So yeah, it's quite a year.
Wow.
We're starting to wind it down. The next couple of years, we're gonna, at the end of 2025, we're not gonna take any more submissions. But in 2026, we're gonna try and move everything that's in the queue out, and then we're not gonna stop publishing. We're just gonna publish fewer things, and we're gonna concentrate on more on what Ron and I are gonna do. So, thank you for being a fan and a listener. That's great. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I actually saw Captain Ron on the Tuesday show. I was in the comments. I said it's time for a Mr. Jigsaw Silverstorm crossover. But it didn't get really acknowledged.
Yeah, the latest one was a crossover with a character from Antarctic Press. I'm blanking on her name at the moment.
Tomorrow Girl?
Yes, Tomorrow Girl. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. We just published that, and it's going to probably be available from Indie Planet here in like a month or so. But in fact, Ron just got his copies today, so he's on cloud 9 at the moment because he's got his issue 19, I think it is, of Mr. Jigsaw. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, no, like I said, I go way back with Silverline
Silverline.
as well, with like the original Cat and Mouse,
Mhm.
which I really loved Mitch Bird's work back in the day. Stephen Butler was doing some work as well. You know, the whole Demon's Tale, and yeah, Silverline. You know, is nothing new for me. That's why it was great to get booked on this, being that I have this great
You're a
affinity for
fan.
Silverline. Exactly.
Silverline 3.0.
I've said make mine Silverline for many years.
Excellent,
Well,
excellent.
We'll get to say that at the end of the show tonight. So yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
I jumped the gun.
yeah. So will you be joining Silverline at any of the Comic Cons coming up? There's one coming up. Like I think is it this weekend or?
You beat me to it. I was going to say, do you have any upcoming shows?
Yeah, no, I haven't. Like I said, I've settled in here now. I haven't really looked at the convention landscape. I am in the Panhandle, so I'm not in the
Well, it's not that
prime
far
of.
to Orlando from there, but so you could do that.
It's a heck of a drive. I'd probably be closer to Missouri than.
Oh no! It took me 2 days to get to. I had
you Americans.
I drove to Florida, and it was a 2-day drive. It
Okay.
was it was 16 hours total.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I can see, what is it, 2.5, 3 hours to Central Florida from the Panhandle. I'm guessing. I don't know.
No, it's longer than that. Yeah.
Is it
Oh
really?
my.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah,
long-
but-
It might be
from
7.
if you're probably way over on the western end of the Panhandle, yeah, I can see that, because
Yeah,
that's quite.
just
You
to
have to
give you
go
an
all the
idea.
way over to the east and then down. Yeah.
Just to give you an
So-
idea, it's an hour earlier here than for you.
Oh yeah.
So I'm Central Time right now.
No, I'm
No,
Central Time.
well, I'm
No,
I'm
you're
Central
Eastern.
too.
No, I'm Central.
No,
You're
He's-
Central.
He's so far west on the
that
Panhandle.
far-
He's in Central Time.
he's
Yeah.
that far west in the Panhandle. But
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying, yeah, I get it now. If you're that far over in the Panhandle, yeah, you're
Well-
reaching
Wow.
over to Mississippi,
Well,
right?
Yes.
Just south of
Yeah,
Mississippi.
closer.
Yeah,
Speaking-
that's yeah. So
Speaking-
yes, you're probably 5 hours, maybe 6.
I
Yeah.
mean, I did drive from New York to do Heroes Con in North Carolina, but maybe I had a little more vim and vigor at that point.
Didn't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started comics, my hair was brown. You see what comics does to you?
Man.
When I started
Crazy.
comics, my kids weren't in school yet. Now I've got my youngest is 40, so
Yeah, well,
And like me, you have grandkids. Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah.
I do. Speaking of shows, if there are any Wisconsinites out there listening to the show, I will be at the Brookfield Mall this weekend for QuadCon. So join me there. Be there all weekend.
yeah.
Be there.
Yeah, it's cold.
All right.
Oh, well, it's not any warmer here, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's when I could have went a little further south to avoid this, because it's even
Yeah, it
cold
reached
here.
down to
but
get you, didn't it? Yeah.
you know what? Compared to New York, though, I mean, I've yet to shovel any snow here, so knock on wood.
All righty.
Yeah, we got about
Wow.
that much on the ground right now, so right outside.
Okay.
Well, it looks like
as the Canadian laughs at all of us.
yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? Shockingly, this is actually a really weird winter for us up here in my area. We've got like barely any snow.
We don't either. And I'm in
Like
Wisconsin, but it's
like,
freezing.
yeah.
Zero.
So we've had barely any snow this year in my area. However, in areas where we normally don't get snow, they're getting dumps of snow. And then you hear in the news that Texas gets snow. So you're like, what is going on? My wife was on a.
Strangely enough, it starts in Texas and moves up to Missouri.
Yeah.
Because we're north and east of Texas, and it just comes right up and dumps on us.
Yeah.
So
it's
weird. It is.
My
weird.
wife was on a call with some ladies from various places around the U.S. and Canada. So one's in Calgary, one's in Maine, one's in Vermont, and then my wife herself, which is here in the Ottawa area, Ontario. And all of them said, well, yeah, we're getting an unusually warm winter this year across the board. So that was an interesting insight. So, yeah. So
Okay.
Sending it all down here.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I was just going to say that you guys are complaining about driving anywhere in Canada. You got to go. It's like 8 hours. So.
Yeah, it's more sparsely populated than the states are. So
yeah. So 5 hours. 5 hours is peanuts. But
when you get up into the Dakotas and in the Northwest, Montana, Wyoming, it's more like Canada.
Yeah.
It's So you get a little further south, then it's a little more
further
heavily
south into the coasts. The coasts are where everybody's at. So yeah.
You want to stop the screen share?
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have kind of hit the top of the hour here. Thank you so much for joining us, Dan. And Sorority of Power, ladies and gentlemen, is available for Kickstarter here. So look it up. We have pasted the link in the description or in the chat. We will post it one more time just to make sure that you guys got it. And we're just going to remind that we also have the Wolf Hunter 2 Kickstarter that's in progress right now, which I colored, and it looks fantastic. And it's a wonderful thriller. If you're into World War II, we will post the link for that as well. And Rob's Twilight Grim is available
in Previews magazine.
In Previews magazine. So ask your comic shop for that book and get on that. So we thank you so much for joining us. And we hope that you will join us next week, where we will be talking about the Big Con. The Big Con. I believe that's is that your topic there next week there, Barb?
It is. It's 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 not. No, it's not mine.
It's not yours.
No, that's
it must be
Cassisi's. That's Cassisi.
So Cassisi, the Big Con? Yeah. All right, okay, because it sounds a lot like a Barb title. So
yeah, one of my upcoming ones is about
convention going or
no conspiracy theories. So maybe that is
okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, so it is you.
Well, that is me. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, join us next week again at 9 p.m. for is that Eastern Standard Time at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Silverline Wednesday Wham. We thank you so much for joining us, Dan, and we hope that you guys all find some more comics and to put a little bit of joy into your lives. So, as we always say at the end of every show, ladies and gentlemen, make mine Silverline.
Hi, I'm Greg Horn. Make mine Silverline.